Welcome to this special premiere edition of Tours Baseball Player Line. I am Mike Dudas along with my co-host Nicholas Smecca. Hello, Nicholas.
What's up, guys?
All right, and we have the honor as our first guest of this edition to kick off the 2021 baseball season, Mac Livanec. Hello, Mac.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. So, guys, tell me how the preseason is going so far.
It's good. We have a scrimmage tomorrow and against Clear Springs, and we're just starting to get it going. So practicing a lot of hours being put in, and we're looking good right now.
Yes, sir. And we just came off of a 2-game win off a doubleheader versus Clear Creek and North Shore, and we really got the energy going. So we're looking forward to a good season.
Yeah. So tell me about that doubleheader win. So tell me about those two games.
Yeah. So we played at Clear Creek on Monday, and that game was we played our hearts out that game. We had a lot more energy than we did the second time playing them than the first time. The first time we just didn't really get a feel for it, but then the second time we came together and played as a team. And then we played North Shore the next game, and they were tough to compete with because they had some really good pitching, really good hitting. So they made some good defensive plays, but we got that win that night too. So
there was one of the games which someone sent me a video clip, a kind of a rare occurrence, a 2-run suicide squeeze. Tell me about that.
You got it, Mac.
So we had, in this situation, we had bases loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we'll do it on runners on second and third, but our coach felt real good about it in this situation. Trusted the bunter and the runners to pick up the signs. So he went ahead and called double suicide squeeze, and I think it was Andy Ramos, right? He bunted it down to first base, and Nick, you were on third, right?
Yeah, I was on third, and I was on third getting my lead, and Farrell was like, "Hey, Smecca, be ready for a bunt here. Be ready for a suicide right here." And I was like, "All right, I got you, coach." And he was like, "I don't know if I should call it on bases loaded." And I was like, "Coach, I think you should." And we executed it and scored, I think, 2 runs off of it, and it was great.
So what happened? Okay, so I saw the clip, and you couldn't see what happened when the ball went down the first base line. So do you remember what happened?
Yeah, I was running in, and when I touched home plate, they hadn't even picked up the ball yet because I took off running when the pitcher picked up his leg. And I was looking, and the ball was like right on the line. It was about to go foul, and I think that's where they kind of messed up too. They didn't pick it up like in time, and we ended up scoring off of that too.
So that's how the second run ended up coming, because they were just waiting. Yeah. They were watching the ball roll, right, and it didn't roll foul.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Did you see that clip? I put it in the morning announcements today.
Yes,
yeah, I saw it. And Freddie's 2-run double.
Yeah, tell me about Freddie. I have Freddie in class, and he never says a word. And so when Coach Farrell sent me that clip, and I saw all the energy coming from Freddie, and I went, because Coach Farrell goes, "Hey, Dudas, watch this." I go, "This is Freddie." And I went, "Oh." So I played it in class. So when he came in, I called everyone over, and I said, "Hey, who's the quietest kid in class that we barely even know is here?" And then we all kind of looked at Fred, and I go, "Look at him." So I played it, and I was laughing. So yeah, tell me about his double.
Well, yeah. So Freddie's really always focused. You know, he's basically the same on the baseball field too. So after that hit, when you saw that energy, we were just as pumped up to see Freddie all energetic. And yeah, he just came up and came through in a good tight situation and scored 2 runs with a deep hit to left center field.
Yeah.
Is he typically a quiet kid on the team?
Yeah, he is, but he just keeps to himself, and he works hard, and like we all love that. So I mean, it's good to have a guy like that around. There's no problem with that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's turn our focus first. Let's get to know Nicholas a little bit better, and then we'll get to know our special guest, Mac. So Nicholas, is this year number 3 that you're on varsity?
Year number 3.
Uh-huh.
Sir.
So as a freshman, you started out on JV, correct?
Yeah, I was on JV. I practiced with varsity a lot though. Farrell wanted me to just get a feel of it, and
Hmm.
then my sophomore year is when I got called up. I got called up like half of sophomore year, and I was just on a hitting streak and doing really good hitting. And then Coach Farrell put me on the field just to DH, to be that designated hitter and just to do my job. And then yeah, junior year came, and now I'm senior. So last year.
And what positions do you play?
I play middle infield, third base, and a little bit of outfield.
And tell us about this season, kind of what's going on player wise. And
Yeah, no, we're I think we're looking good, dude. We're looking pretty good. We lost some pitching last year. We lost one of our catchers last year, but I think as a team, like this team this year, we've played together since we were in Little League. So I mean, it's nothing new. I mean, we've known each other forever, and I think it'll be really fun. And I'm just ready for it.
all right, so Mac, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a junior. Uh, I I got called up for playoffs freshman year on varsity. I was on JV the entire regular season in district, and then sadly my sophomore year, that's when I got to play fall ball with varsity, but our season got canceled. But I learned a lot in fall ball, kind of shadowing Adam Trevino, and that was a good experience. And now this year, I'm really excited to get to go heads up with it.
And what position do you play?
I'm a primarily a catcher, and I also play outfield occasionally.
Hey, catching position, if you start that young and are good at it, you can play baseball anywhere. They're always looking for a catcher, right?
Yes, sir. It's a tough
So,
position.
so what's the challenge of being a catcher? Tell us about that.
I would say any catcher you ask. I mean, they're gonna say bullpens. Because you're always that's behind the scenes. You're just always in the bullpens catching all the pitchers, keeping them on their game, and getting on the same page with them. And then I'd also say just blocking is a real big part of the game at this level because there's a lot of dirt balls and those decide runs. Put runners in scoring position.
Exactly. Yeah. Keep those balls in front of home plate, right? Don't let them roll back to the
Yes,
wall
sir.
or back screen or whatever. How important is it as a catcher to get to know your pitchers?
Oh, it's extremely important. I try to talk to them as much as possible. So every guy has different pitches, different favorite pitches. All the balls move differently. So it's real important that you don't get crossed up as well in the game because if you if he doesn't know your signs, then he'll throw a curveball and you're expecting a fastball, so it's gonna go right under your glove. And yeah,
That would be my nightmare. Yeah. You call one and you set up for it, and then what are you doing? Or whatever. You get crossed
Yeah,
up, right?
That happened the other night, I think, at Creek, and Mac missed this ball in the dirt, and I was like, what's up? I thought you called that pitch, so you gotta expect it. And then he called time, went to the pitcher's mound, and I guess they were crossed up, and figured it out. But yeah,
yeah, I called a curveball and he threw a fastball and he saw the signs. He just got a little confused, but so the fastball just went right over my glove.
Tell us how signs are called. Okay, so like if a
I don't know.
curveball is called, where's that coming from? From the pitcher, from the dugout, from you?
So occasionally, so Coach Farrell likes to mix it up. Let's the catchers. It's either coming from Coach Farrell or the catchers. So against North Shore, I would look at Coach and get the signs. We have a wristband, and he'll give me a few signs, and I'll look at the wristband and give the catcher what he called. But then sometimes Coach Farrell lets me call it, so then I can learn for myself what's good in which situation.
Have you painted your fingernails?
Not not yet. We were talking about that the other day.
He will this year. He will this year. For sure. He's gonna do him pink. Yep.
And is that something new? I mean, I don't think catchers have done that in the past. Tell us about how that's kind of caught on. Why are catchers now doing that?
I don't know. I saw Adam Trevino do that. That was the only catcher I've seen. So.
Yeah. So some guys will just tape their fingers. Others will put nail polish on it because, especially at night games, it's real tricky to see just the pitches when there's shadows and everything. So a little bit of neon nail polish will help. And yeah, Adam put me on it. He's the first one I saw, but it works.
It works.
So, as a catcher, how do you protect from signs being stolen?
So, if there's nobody on base, the coaches, or if there's someone on first base, the coaches or that runner is gonna try to be looking for it. So in that situation, I'll just keep my legs pretty close, so only the pitcher who's in front of me can see it. And anytime there's somebody on second base, we will do basically a different thing every game. I can't give away the strategies.
Now, there's no telling, Dudas.
Yeah, really.
Might not know who's watching.
Don't tell all the secrets, but it's something. But obviously, it's something you work on. You're mindful of, right?
Yeah, we have some meetings and we'll go over them, just to make sure we're on the same page.
And so whenever there's a conference in the mound, how do you protect from being overheard? You just hold the glove up over your mouth or whatever, whisper or whatever?
Yes, sir. Usually it's not too bad, but yeah, I'll get up close to him, put my glove over my mouth. Not too close because we have to social distance, but
yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. We have to worry about that now. Yeah. So
exactly. Hey, a glove's good. A glove's good. You can go like that with your glove. Yeah. Talk to him.
When the coach comes out to the mound, Mac, I guess you being a catcher, so when the coach comes out of the dugout, you get up and walk to the mound too. What's the typical conversation going on?
So usually, if the coach comes out, it's kind of serious because most of the time he'll just tell me to go over there and calm the pitcher down. But most of the time, it's the pitcher really needs just a refresher.
A breather.
Yeah. Gets his head straight and then either gets back on the game, or if he can't, then we're gonna switch him out. But just a reminder, just get back on the game and get focused.
And just a second ago, you brought up social distancing. So obviously the start of this baseball season is probably unlike any other. So what are some of the extra precautions you all are taking just to be able, just playing safe?
Well, obviously keeping a mask on us, and I mean we try to socially distance as much as we can. I mean, baseball you can do that. I mean, you're out in the field and everyone's spread out. There's 9 positions, and I think wearing a mask is big. We don't hang out in the locker room at all. Everybody brings their own waters, and nobody's drinking out of the water fountain, and just kind of things like that. But we don't want to. It's bad if we get COVID during the season. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it because it's just scary to think about. But I'm just praying that it doesn't have to come down to that, and hopefully everyone on the baseball team will be all right during the whole entire season, and we're playing because we don't want to be sitting out. We want to be playing. We don't want to sit out for 2 weeks at all and lose focus. So, yeah.
You don't want to be that team that's having games canceled, right?
No.
Are y'all wearing masks in the dugouts?
Yeah. We do as much as we can. If we're all packed up, we will. But during crazy moments, sometimes everybody's going wild. So, you're not really paying attention to that. You're just playing baseball. You're not thinking about your mask or what's going on. But yeah, we do as much as we can.
I mean, you all watched Major League Baseball last season, and they tried to social distance, and but sometimes when there's a celebration, I mean, you can't help but hug the player or whatever. I mean,
yeah,
you know, it is what it is. So
it's just the love of the game. I mean, you can't take that away from us. Like, we're just gonna play. We're just gonna ball out and do us.
And how exciting is it? I think next week pitchers and catchers and big league ball report. And I saw the Astros schedule was released today, and they start the 1st of April. And they're going to play a full season, and I'm ready for a full season too.
Yes, sir.
Let's just play ball. And I think I had this conversation with Nicholas the other day because they were talking about there are going to be some double headers because they're starting a little bit later, but they're still playing, the same amount of game. So they have to make up those games. So the double headers are just playing 7 innings each. And remember last year for extra innings, they did it a little bit different. So, this year they start with a man on second base. So.
Yeah, I thought that was cool when you told me that.
But it's their way of kind of speeding things up and trying to, not make these games last forever. And of course, it's all for protection of the players and that type of thing.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, it was kind of wild because you probably noticed last year, some of the players were sitting in the stands and they're all trying to social distance. But I think most of the ballparks are trying to let at least a limited number of fans back in, so it doesn't have the creepy cutout people anymore.
Yeah.
The fake crowd noise, on TV and that type of thing. And
I wonder how that is playing with that. Like, to me, that would just be weird. Like, I don't know. Like, you hear things and there's nobody around you. I think that's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah, and then when you watch a TV game, they're adding in the crowd noises and the boos.
Yeah, that's funny. That is funny.
Just the creepy people making on the noises and stuff. So it's really weird. So all right, let's get an Astros prediction. How do you all feel about it? Because I think the baseball gods may have done us a favor. Okay, with COVID and everything, because if it was under normal circumstances last year for the Astros, living through 162 game season would have been brutal just for the aspect of the cheating scandal and whatever, and going and being booed and at all the parks and stuff too. So not to say, I don't know, maybe fans have saved all that and it's going to be some controversy this year with all that. But how do you all feel about all that?
It's hard to tell. I mean, we lost Springer, obviously.
I'm sad. I'm very sad.
We got a pitching coach. We signed a new minor league catcher who should be pretty cool. It'll be fun to watch and learn.
And have Jason Castro back, who was a catcher for a while, and then he left and he's back again. But he's always been good, a war horse, willing to work. And but yeah, it hurt losing Springer, but having all the superstar, there's only so much money there. But anyway, but I was glad they re-signed Brantley.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too.
I'm
glad they could re-sign anybody they could, because I love that team. And I'm really excited to watch Altuve play again. I mean, that's my favorite player, so I just love watching him whenever I can.
And Correa, he stepped up and he's already announced, he wants to be an Astro forever. So we'll see how that all pans out. But I know in arbitration they settled, which is good, instead of them fighting it out, through a mediator and stuff too. So hopefully he can stick too. So and that coupled with some good pitching, and I've seen some preseason predictions already, standings, and the Astros are back up there on top again too. So.
Really? Well, let's keep it that way. I hope we can keep it that way. That'd be awesome.
Just ready for some baseball, Yeah. Coming home in the evening and watching the Astros. So the old times, and not have a season that has an asterisk next to it. That's with the weird number of games that they play and that type of thing. So. Exactly. Okay, so we've already established Nicholas' favorite Astro is Altuve. What about you, Mac?
I would go with Verlander. He's my favorite Astro. My favorite baseball player would be Yadi Molina, the catcher. He's super good. He's magic.
Magic behind the plate.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get players back that were on the injured list last year, like what Verlander, he went out, right? So hopefully he'll come back healthy. And Jordan, we need him back, right?
Yeah, we do. Jordan, we need that guy back.
We miss those air Jordans, right? Those home runs. So those big home runs too. So if we can keep everyone healthy, and that'll be good. But you hate when one goes down and another one goes down. It's like, man, we're just snake big right now. So, but anyway, we got high hopes. So hopefully they come back strong, injury free, healthy, and keep COVID out of the dugout and do their precautions that they need to do. And I know I've read some of their wild precautions they have to take too. Like come dressed ready to play like Little League. You just show up dressed ready to play. Go home, don't shower, or whatever, all this stuff. So hopefully, with all this COVID stuff, as the vaccine gets more and more out there, and then this too will, go away, and we'll, live happily ever after under the new normal, whatever that is. So anyway, all right, let's talk a little bit about academics. Mac, what's your favorite class at school?
I would say shout out Coach Key for economics right now. It's a rough class, but I'm learning a lot of useful information. I think it's real interesting. He's a really good teacher.
That's the AP economics.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. And what's the class, not your least favorite, but the one that you really have to work hard at to succeed? Like you really have to stay on top of it.
Ooh. I forgot what I wrote down, but I think might be pre-cal.
Pre-cal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then economics has some math in it too, right? Does economics have math in it?
Yes, sir. More like like statistics, stuff
and
like
theories
that.
and that type of thing.
Yes, sir. A lot of graphs.
Yeah, I've always heard Coach Key teaches a great but tough AP economics class, but if you just stay with it, you'll do well. So
yeah, I wish it was a full semester, but it's a half semester class. I feel like if it was a full semester, like you'd probably learn it a little bit better. But there's so much you cram in a half semester. But I mean, it's doable.
Right. Are both of you all face-to-face students? You're not sales students, are you?
No, face-to-face.
You go to school every day?
Yeah.
I was sales for a little while and switched back. It's easier to stay on track when you're in person.
Yeah, I think we've all found that with a lot of kids. You have to be a very special individual to be able to adapt the online world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult at first. Still kind of is because I don't know. It's just different because I mean, going to school and like turning your assignment into the teacher is a lot easier than maybe going online and turning it in. But I mean, when you get used to it, it's easy.
Yeah, and sometimes you need that face-to-face interaction with a teacher, to help explain something that you can't online,
Yeah, for sure.
Or if you're online and you're competing with, 10 other kids at the same time, and maybe you want to talk, one-to-one, and you can't, that too. So anyway, all right. So the end of tonight's discussion, let's talk a little bit about your coaches. Tell us about Coach Farrell. What kind of coach is he to play for?
Coach Farrell. Let's see. This will be year 4 for me with Coach Farrell. So, great coach. You can talk to anybody who has been coached by him before, and they will say that he's one of their favorite coaches, if not their favorite. He's a great coach that knows how to make us like work hard, and he pushes us every day. And I think he really tries to give his best like to us so we can give our best to the team. And I really, really like that a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly what Nick said. I would say I've never met anyone else who knows more about baseball than that guy. He's in love with it too. I mean, any question he'll answer it like that. He loves to talk about it. You can go to class, and just talk about baseball with him, and he'll love it.
Yeah,
And then,
loves baseball. Loves baseball. That's why we love him, because we love baseball too.
And he
and
loves
then,
he loves the Astros too.
Yeah, big Astros fan. Big Astros fan. Ever since he was young. So I think that's awesome.
And he used to throw batting with the Astros.
Yeah, batting practice. He used to throw batting practice to the Astros, and he also threw, I believe, in 2 All-Star games, which is awesome. And if you ever have time, Mr. Dudas, ask him, or if anybody has time, ask him about his lineup sheet that he had at the All-Star game. It was awesome. I mean,
wow,
bunch of big stars.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, Coach Farrell, he seems to kind of have a quiet demeanor, but I know he gets the job done. Does he ever get mad?
Yeah, me and Farrell were having a discussion the other night, because I kind of made him mad the other day at the game, and I actually apologize, because I hate making Coach Farrell mad. That is my one thing. I do not want to make him mad.
Right.
And I messed up on one thing, and he was frustrated with me, which, I mean, he's supposed to be. He's my coach.
Right.
He's supposed to come on to me when I'm messing up, so I can get better. And he did that, and I mean, all good now.
So, yeah, he definitely has that calm demeanor to him. But it gets things done. We all respect him. I don't remember ever hearing him yell, because he really doesn't need to. He'll just, like, we know when he's serious, and
I've heard him yell one time, Mr. Dudas, and that one time was to get, like, our backs. Mm-hmm. He, like, protected us, and that was my sophomore year. So 2 years ago, we were playing Texas City, and he one of the Texas City kids did something to Adam, and Farrell was not happy about it, and he definitely backed us up and protected us. So.
And I know I've personally seen 2 sides of Coach Farrell. There's the fun, crazy Coach Farrell outside the dugout, but once he's in that dugout and the game starts, he's a totally different. He's all business.
Yeah.
He's all focused on the game.
Business. Yeah.
So, which is really cool. All right. To end this, I'm going to mention a couple of your other coaches' names, and in one word, tell me what the first word that comes to mind. Okay, so so both of y'all will get to answer it too. Okay, so first of all, Murin.
Swole.
Oh, you took mine.
Murin's a workout guy. He's our workout coach, and he does the work.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I gotta expand on Murin a little bit. I love Murin. He was my freshman football coach and also my JV coach, and then got moved. Like, he bumped up to varsity whenever I did. So I'm real close with him. He's given me a lot of real good advice on catching. Works with me real closely with that. So
yeah,
I'll give it to Murin.
And all right, Coach and now Councilman Schuster.
Leader. He's a big leader in the city of Galveston and on a tour baseball team. So yeah.
I'd say dedication, drive. He has a lot of drive in him. He's done a lot of big things. So
if I'm ever down, I could just be like, Schuster, I need a speech, man. I need an encouragement right now.
I need a pep talk, right? Yeah. Tell me a story, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then I know the next name, he's been around for a couple years now, but the newer member to the team, Coach William Easter.
Coach E. You know, I don't know. You could describe Coach Easter a lot. I'm trying to give him a cool word, because
I was just gonna say
he's a really cool coach. So I mean,
swaggy.
Yeah, swaggy. Swaggy E. That's what we call him. Yeah.
And I admire him too. He works in the special ed program too. So
Yeah. He's
and
a great guy.
You have to have a lot of patience and a kind heart to do that all day. And he seems to enjoy it and strive on it too. And
he loves helping kids and making them like better at whatever they do. So
yeah, and he's one of the JV coaches, but he watches varsity and batting practice, gives us all really good tips on our batting approaches, and because he's had a lot of good experience and he's got a lot of knowledge too.
Yeah, he always gives me advice, and I always take it because it's really good advice, and it helps me a lot when I play. So I always thank him for that.
All right, and Nicholas, in one word, Mac. Describe Mac.
Hardworking. Mac's a very hard worker. Works out a lot. Gets beaten up as a catcher. I'm always hard on Mac too, because being a catcher is already hard. But if I like get on to Mac, he'll be like, "All right, man, I got it. I got it next time." If he messes up, I'll get on to him. He'll be like, "All right, I got you." And like he just listens, and he's really hardworking at whatever he does.
All right, Mac, your turn. Smecca.
I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna say just coach. He's always giving me tips, like he said. He's a real good baseball player. He knows a lot, and so anytime, like every bat, right as I come back to the dugout, he's telling me something else I can do, or after a play, what else I can do on that. So.
And lastly, for both of you guys, what does TBOD mean to you?
Woo! Tour baseball or
die.
Tour baseball or die. That's everything. That's family right there. That's family.
It's family. Do or die, baby.
Yep, family. I'll do anything for them. They'll do anything for me.
Does anyone know how that got started, TBOD?
I don't know, Dudas. When my brother was in high school and he played and he posted this picture on Instagram one time and he said TBOD, and I was like, Anthony, what does TBOD mean? He goes, tour baseball or die. I was like, that's kind of weird. Like what? Like I don't know. As a young kid, I was like, that's kind of weird. Why are you saying that? And then I got to high school, and we're all like TBOD, But I don't know. It must have came. I was thinking about that the other day. It must have came like a long time ago. Schuster has to know that answer.
Yeah, exactly. To me, for you guys, when you say it or you think of it or see it, it just means family, right?
Yeah, ball out for your family. You got to do everything you can to protect them, and you'll do anything you can to beat the other team. So,
or if you're from the outside and you have to ask, if you have to ask what it means, then it means you're not part of it, right? So
don't ask.
Exactly.
Don't ask.
Exactly.
No, don't ask.
You have to be part of a special class of guys for that to know the meaning of that, right?
Yep, you got to be from that island, Galveston.
All right, Mac. All right, Mac, I want to wish you a great season, and thank you for being our first guest, Nicholas, and my first guest on the premiere edition of this season's Tour Baseball Player Show. So I'm sure as the season goes on, because Nicholas are going to try and I are going to try and do this at least on a weekly basis, and so we'll do our best to cycle through every guy. But I think it'll be fun maybe to have multiple other guys on here too, just to kind of spice it up a little bit and have fun, and we'll have a few little surprises along the way too. So anyway, so much good luck. I know we're recording this on a Thursday night, and tomorrow, Friday, you're supposed to have a scrimmage. So we'll see how that goes. I know it's cold and it's rainy, and we want to keep you guys healthy and that type of thing. Then who knows what next week's going to bring with ice and stuff too. So we'll see. But it's wouldn't be ball high baseball without a few obstacles and some craziness going on, right? So but isn't it funny? It's like before you all start practicing, in December and first part of January, it's warm, right? It's kind of warm days and stuff. And as soon as baseball hit, get all this crazy cold weather, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. Farrell was talking about that to us like the other day, and it was in the 70s. He was like, Smecca, I'm kind of scared about this weather coming. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's 70 degrees outside. next day it's 46, 48. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cold.
Yeah, and it's not supposed to get any warmer than the 40s for the next week, and then be much colder. But anyway, makes life interesting. So we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
anyway, you guys stay healthy. Much good luck, and thanks for tuning in, everybody. And we'll see you again next week.
Thanks for having me.
Mr. Dudas, appreciate it.